gentlemen, it is your boy Day, and welcome to Man United Talks. Now, before I get into it, I just want to be honest with you guys how I feel about this channel and other things. I feel like the creation or production of my content hasn't been up to par as best as it can be. I know the graphics look much better and getting back into things, but I want to dig a little deeper and make it a bit better for you guys. So, now that that's out the way, if you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. We're here to talk about Manchester United versus Juventus at Juventus Stadium. I believe that's what it's called now. I know they got like other names for it, especially like Italian names for that stadium. But we're traveling to Italy. In fact, we're already in Italy. So it's gonna be interesting, really. After the last game against Bournemouth, the first 20-30 minutes of the game, we were outclassed, outplayed, which is a joke because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Bournemouth are playing exceptionally well this season and are much, it doesn't feel terrible to be out, it feels bad to be outplayed by them, but they're one of the best teams this season. I believe they might finish in a European spot. I think they could maybe make it to the playoffs for the Europa League because, they're doing well and they're playing a very solid free-flowing style of football. However, they just don't smash the big teams, which you can't blame them for. They're not a big team, So they're pretty much performing above expectation, but I'd expect that they're right where I expect them to be. But yeah, as for Manchester United, as you see, Delo is the only person I believe that's injured. Valencia traveled with the squad, so that only leads me to believe he will play. Whether he starts or not, that's a whole other situation. But I think he will. That's just my personal opinion. Kind of unfortunate though, because I want to see Delo bars. He is what we're crying out for. I think right back is the only position I'm kind of upset with in the team. Central midfield, obviously I'm not happy with Matic, but he is a good player. He is a good player. Ashley Young isn't a right back. Valencia is not a right back. I mean, he's been a right back for the last 3 seasons, but that's not his thing. He's not a right back. So Delo, I want to see him there so bad because it's just natural for him, and his crossing is much better than Ashley Young's and Valencia's. So yeah, that's that. I got Martial and Pogba there as top performers. I think HERRERA's been a top performer, but he hasn't played 90 minutes in a while. But I think he's performing at a very high level and doing exceptionally well off the bench, coming in, cleaning it up, and just moving the ball efficiently and quickly is what we're lacking. So that's a good thing. Juan Mata is also a top performer, but in terms of being involved in goals and being direct contributors, Martial and Pogba are at the forefront. So it's upsetting when I'm just looking at the difference in records between United and Juventus. Mind you, I was going to say ours is all competitions, but theirs is all competitions as well, which is just, they should be all wins. The freak draw to Genoa was just unexpected. So, yeah. First in Serie A, 7th in the Premier League. Mind you, from about 7th to 4th is tight. It's pretty tight with points, and the top 3 is tight as well, I believe. So, yeah, this is where we are now. We're playing against Juventus. It's so scary to think that Ashley Young could be going against Ronaldo. It's kind of freaky. Right, it could be Ronaldo, it could be Douglas Costa. That's still scary, to think that thought going through my mind. Anyway, speaking of players playing against players, let me get into my lineup. Let's do this thing. So obviously Big Dave is in net. That's what I've gone with because who else? Realistically, who else? Back line: Shaw, Rojo, Lindelof, and Valencia. Now, I went with Rojo because I just feel like he's better. He is better than Smalling. It's just that simple. Smalling is a good defender, but in this modern day and age, he is not good with the ball at his feet. So I'd prefer Rojo to play in our back four as well. Jones is not good as well. It's just not that. And there's also news that's come out that United are willing to sell Jones in January, which, as much as I have a lot of respect for him, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all if he departed in January, because we need to make space. It's not only to bring in a top class center half, but make space for Tuanzebe and Fosu-Mensah. Although Fosu-Mensah, I believe, should be a defensive midfielder. I think he would be amazing behind Pogba and Herrera or Fred or Pereira, whatever you want to, whatever your suggestion may be. Yeah. So that's the back line I've gone with. I think based on form, Shaw and Lindelof picked themselves. Valencia, I just think, is a more solid defender than Ashley Young, although they both can cross the ball or choose not to. And Marcus Rojo, I just think we've been crying out for him. We want a world-class center half, but really, he is good. He is top class, but he's not been playing, and he also was injured. So I guess I give Jose the benefit of the doubt, but he's back now, so give him the opportunity. He was about to come on against Bournemouth, but Smalling carried on, so yeah. But this is a midfield I've gone with Herrera, Fred, and Pogba. Matic is more than likely going to play, which is frustrating because he can't do anything. He's just a big bus, and that's probably why Mourinho loves him, because Mourinho loves to park the bus. But he's not effective. He just is slow in the pivot. But Herrera, when he came on, I know he was on with Matic, but Herrera, he just quick on the ball. He's efficient with his passes. He's not always going sideways. And that's just what we need. He's also got his movement. In defense, like Matic just gets bypassed so many times. If you bypass under Herrera, you better believe he's going to be breathing down your neck, chasing you down. So much better. I don't know why Jose is struggling to take Matic out. I mean, I know why, because he loves Matic, but realistically speaking, we're not playing against Peter Crouches and the Huddersfields that have those tall, imposing forwards. So there's no need, in my opinion, to play Matic or Fellaini at the holding position. If we can, which we can do against the Bournemouth, we played Everton, we got Juventus. They do have an aerial presence. Let's move past them. Manchester City, no need for Matic. They don't have an aerial presence. So play under Herrera and let's play some bloody good football. Anyway, on to the most important or the most vital part of the team. We got the forward line. Romelu Lukaku did not train with the squad. I don't think he's being dropped, but it's kind of weird the way it's being discussed. And as I am recording this, Mourinho's press conference is going on, so it's just not ideal. Obviously, I'll have the information afterwards. I could have just waited, but I want to get this out, so forgive me. But Marcus Rojo, Romelu Lukaku did not train, and he won't be started at all. I don't even think he didn't make the trip to Juventus, to Italy, so that's that. Martial and Alexis on the flanks. I know, Alexis down the middle and Rashford out wide and stuff. Rashford, for me, has to play down the middle. I don't like him out wide, man. I don't like him out wide because he doesn't play that position well, in my eyes. Like, he can play right winger, he can run in behind and all that stuff, but he's not doing it well enough. I think Alexis Sanchez plays that position much better than Marcus Rashford, especially because he had years of experience at Udinese and at Barcelona playing on the right wing, and his delivery from wide areas is better. It just makes sense to me. And I know you could ask why I don't have Juan Mata in my team, but I don't think it's necessary. And we could bring him on toward the end of the game. I think you could definitely make that substitution, bringing him on for Fred rather than Matic or Fellaini. Bring Juan Mata on for Fred. That is an amazing substitution. But yeah, that's the team I put out. I think that team is great, and I would love to see that team start week in, week out for Manchester United. It's top class. Obviously, when Lukaku comes back in and he's firing, put him in for Rashford. And just let it be, man. Let it be. Don't be afraid to drop players, Jose. Matic is not playing great, okay? Let it go. And as soon as Delo is fit, I don't want to see Valencia or Young because none of them are up to scratch by any means. Ashley Young plays with passion, and Valencia is probably one of the most efficient defenders in the team. But they don't have the X factor we need right now, and Delo has that. So once he is fit, I don't expect anything else but Delo to play. Anything else. Yeah, but I think, this team has a good chance of playing. The only thing, iffy choice I could see is maybe Matic for Herrera and maybe not bringing Rojo back in yet to play against what many are considering favorites to win the Champions League. So we can't really take these results hard. We can't not take them too hard because Juventus really and truly are probably the best team in the world, man for man. I know Barcelona are great and they're flying right now, but man for man, Real Madrid are probably the best team in the world. So, yeah, that's it for me. And let's talk a bit about Juventus now. Where it at? There we go. Okay, so obviously, as I said before, they're first in Serie A with an amazing record. Freak draw to Genoa, which no one expected, and injuries or players that are unavailable are Chan and Bernardeschi. I think Khedira may have a little knock, but as far as I know, he's fit to play. And their top performers, Dybala and Ronaldo. They put on a clinic, well, Dybala especially. I watched the highlights of their game against Cagliari. I believe it was Cagliari. Forgive me if I'm incorrect. But he scored in was it the third minute or the first minute or something like that? I don't know if you watched the NBA, but he broke ankles. That was exactly what he did. Like that, he sent two of their defenders one way, and he was wide open and on goal, and he put it away. I was astonished. I was baffled. That is top class right there, and I envy them because I'd love to have. I mean, we do have the quality in Pogba who can do that. Martial has put people in their butts several times, but they just. What I'm envious of is the consistent level of high quality they play at. We don't do that by any stretch of the imagination. We don't play at a consistently high level. So, prediction time now. I got my last prediction right. I said we would go down to Bournemouth and come back 2-1. I watched the full Dime Devils preview, and Adam McCullough predicted 1-0 Martial, but I think that was kind of in the spirit of just having a high spirit, I guess. I think we really, like, this is Manchester United, and especially this team, this way this side is playing right now. I would not be surprised if we came out of that game with 3 points. I would not be surprised if we also showed up and played horrifically, because that's the way things are going right now. But worst case, we lose, obviously. I think most likely outcome is that we all things going well, we come back from Italy with 1-1. Massive that Boca Juniors drew with Valencia. So the worst we can afford to do at present is draw, and that's not, like, I feel like that's what's gonna happen. So if we come back with a loss, depending on the play we showed, like if we played well, I'm okay with it. Not okay with it, but it's Juventus, the best team in the world. But if we just get dominated and we look like we have no fight, then that's just frustrating. So that does it for me, guys. If you did enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You guys are bloody amazing, okay? And also check out my reaction channel, link in the description. It's been your boy Dave. This has been Man United Talks, and I am out of here.